I think one of the things that was very noticeable during the campaign was the amount of time and publicity given to blatant astroturfing.
What is astroturf? It's a perversion of grassroots, as in fake grassroots. Astroturf is when political, corporate, or other special interests disguise themselves and publish blogs, start Facebook and Twitter accounts, publish ads, letters to the editor, or simply post comments online to try to fool you into thinking an independent or grassroots movement is speaking.
And that's what the Vote No Borders campaign was.
BBC News has learned of an alternative No campaign, which calls itself No Borders.
BBC News put out a 5 or 6 minute piece about a new grassroots No campaign organisation called Vote No Borders.
Gavin Esler has this exclusive report.
It was fronted by Gavin Esler, who's one of the BBC's star performers, who does not normally front pre-recorded news segments.
It's still a very dubious setup, the entire thing. Very, very dubious.
The idea is a grassroots campaign to rival that of the pro-independence Yes campaign.
Exclusive report.
And the piece had very high production values. And it had background music. It was like nothing you would normally see on the BBC News. For a grassroots No campaign movement, the extraordinary thing was nobody had ever seen it. You know, who were they? Where had it come from? I did some digging, and I discovered that Vote No Borders was registered to the London office of a public relations firm named Acanchi. That London public relations firm specialised in what it called national branding. Its job as a PR company was to improve the image of national governments. It received money from the Department for International Development for promoting the image of British colonies abroad. And most controversially, Acanchi was paid by the government of Israel to rebrand the image of Israel as a country of achievement. And a little more searching discovered that in 2012, the young lady who worked at Acanchi had put on her LinkedIn page that she was already working on a campaign against the SNP. Now that LinkedIn page was deleted the day they launched the No Borders campaign. The head of Vote No Borders was a gentleman called Malcolm Offord, who is also the director of Acanchi. And Mr. Offord is a contributor to the Conservative Party who had donated £120,000 and had, in addition, donated money to the personal election expenses of Michael Gove. And Mr. Offord was talking about Vote No Borders and saying it was a grassroots movement of ordinary Scottish citizens who had risen up to defend the Union.
Non-political, not affiliated to Better Together, a grassroots people campaign to allow voices to be heard from ordinary people who want to put their hand up and say, do you know what, I don't want to leave the Union, it works for me. In fact, I quite like it, it's like a cup of hot chocolate and I want to keep it.
And it got a huge amount of publicity on the BBC. I seem to recall actually it was actually the lead story in Reporting Scotland.
It was shown on the BBC 24 news channel every 30 minutes over a 24-hour period. It wasn't just on the BBC dedicated news channel, it was on every single BBC news bulletin, both UK and Scotland, all day.
The Yes campaign was defined by grassroots movements. There was a huge amount of grassroots activity and it never got a tiny fraction of the same coverage.
So here you have a PR company which is paid by governments and is in receipt of money from the UK government, which is producing this so-called campaigning organisation.
Non-political.
Which did not in fact exist. It actually had no members and no branches. And Gavin Esler, who is as capable of using Google as I am, did not ask Mr. Offord whether Vote No Borders was not related to the PR company Acanchi, with which it shared an office in London and of which Mr. Offord was chief executive. He did not ask Mr. Offord how many members and how many branches does Vote No Borders actually have. Instead, he just asked him simple pat-ball questions to enable him to portray this totally false vision of this new grassroots campaigning movement. That is just absolutely appalling journalism. It's not journalism. It's a peddling of state propaganda. You have this British state and Israeli state-funded organisation putting out pro-unionist propaganda, which is made and paid for by the BBC, and then pumped out absolutely all day, again and again and again.
Non-political.
And then with the timing of that to coincide with the launching of a very expensive cinema ad campaign, it really was quite shameless by the BBC.
Have you heard the one about the Englishman, the Welshman and the Scot?
No.
They're in this bar in Rio and they get their passports nicked.
Oh, aye. And what happens?
The Englishman and the Welshman go to the British Embassy and get home.
And the Scot?
He's still there.
That's not funny.
I never said it was.
Separation. It's no joke.
And the fact that the BBC had done this huge promotion for an organisation which in the event proved not to exist at all, there was never any comeback for that. Is that not astonishing?
We've been